Hi everyone, it's Maggie, and this is going to be part one in my next tutorial series. Several subbies have asked me to do a Doily book, a Doily mini album, and so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Now, my first series, it was 3 quick videos because it was just a small wall hanging, but this is going to take more videos, and not knowing how quickly I can do it, it may be over several days. And once I get going, I'm hoping that I can give you at least 1 video per day, and if I could do 2 pages a day, in 1 video, that would be great. But it just depends, because there's a lot more that goes into these minis than the wall hangings, obviously. So anyways, I always start on the front cover of my Doily minis. That's the first thing I do, is the front cover. So I'm starting off with 4, there's 4 pages, and these doilies, Jean Rag, hi Jean, she sent me these in our swap, well, either our swap or when she entered my challenge, I can't remember now. But anyways, she sent them to me, and I do appreciate it, because they make the perfect smaller size doily mini. So what I did was, she sent me 8, so I was able to get 4 pages. I put 1 on each side with just a piece of batting, a round piece of batting in the middle. And as usual, I used my no-sew fabric glue, so they won't be going anywhere. So there's going to be a front, a back cover, and then 6 single pages in between. So let me get those out of the way. Now, in interest of time, I wanted to put this around the edges of the cover, and so the way that I was able to save some time, I pinned it, because what I had to do was I had to cut in between. This was like one, let me show you. This was like one long strand, and it just didn't sit right. So I cut in between. And so I'll glue this down in a minute. And the idea of going all the way around the cover, I watched Jean Rag's last video that she did for her beginner subbies, and I noticed that on her cover she went all the way around, and I told her I wanted to try that, so I hope you don't mind that I lifted your idea, Jean. But I wanted to see how different mine would look if I did that. Now, I'm not doing it to every page. I'm only going to do it to the cover, the front cover. So we'll see, how much of a difference that might make from, my usual doily minis. All right, so my glue gun is hot, so let me do this quick. I'll take each pin out as I go. And I wasn't thinking this through very well, but okay, so, and I want to have it right on the edge there, because I'm going to cover all this up. And then, see, my fingers don't work well, so I'm going to have to keep putting that down. And hopefully I'm just going to put a dab, because when I start putting things over it, it's going to adhere even more, so I can do this fairly quickly, I hope. And you'll find that some of your trims, they don't want to, go around in a circle. So I find that if you try it with just a little piece, if you can cut in between in some way, it does make it more manageable to go around, and then it will fall, it will fall correctly, because that's what I want it to do. I want it to fall without making it look like it's, you know, it's stiff or it's not going to move when you turn the page. Okay, just a couple more. I didn't bother going down at the bottom because that's going to be covered up with my my dangle layers. So I only went this far. And also because, to be honest with you, when I was pinning it around, I ended up cutting it too short. So it wouldn't sit right all the way around if I tried to, you know. I don't know how I did that either. I thought for sure I had it correctly, but then when I started to pin, it was like, uh-oh, nope, this isn't gonna work. So, okay, one more. There, okay. So now, when it's all finished, this will hang all around. And I know when Jean did hers, she used a fuller trim, and I did try to look for a trim that was, I didn't want to copy, but I was looking for one that would hang, and when I came across this is actually a beautiful trim that Trisha, Little Shabby Chic, had sent me quite a while ago. Probably, I've had it probably for at least a year, but I tend to hoard the things she sends me because they're just so gorgeous. I just hate to see when it's all gone, but I do have to start using everything. It's silly to, you know, just keep it away in a little box or something. Okay, so there, that's going around there. Now the next thing I do, which is also different from how I usually do my doily wall hangings, I'm going to do the layers on the bottom first. And I chose this one for the bottom layer, and I am going to put that right there. And as I said in that video, it doesn't take a lot of glue. You don't have to use clumps and clumps of it as long as you really work it into the fabric. So there's the first one, and then this one. Now, a lot of times what I do is normally you go from the longest to the shortest, but this one's a little bit, I'm doing a little bit differently because I put this in the back, even though it's going to be shorter than some of the other ones because it's fuller, and I want the full one to be in the back. And then I'm just going to, usually, if you notice some of the trims that have these here, it just adds more bulk, so I'm going to cut that away. And then I am going to, and I also made this a little wider. So this is, it's going to go up a little higher, so it actually will end up being shorter than that, but I do have a longer one that's going in front, and you'll see that in a minute. So let me put that on there. And while I think of it, Jean, thank you again so much for these doilies. They're the perfect size for a smaller mini. Okay, so there's the second one. Okay, now you notice this is a lot longer. And let me make sure I have the right size. Some of these, it's so hard to tell. Okay, this is the correct size. And because there's not as many dangles and they're in between, I wanted it to be in the front. So let's put that on there. And I try to move them around a little bit just so that this part here doesn't get so bulky if they're all, you know, if you line them up all together. All right, wait a minute. I should move that over a little bit there. And if you see something and you get it quick enough before the glue settles, then you can kind of move it around a little bit. So there, that's perfect. Okay, so we've got that. And then this is the last piece I'm going to put. It's another dangle, and I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to go a little bit lower, because you're not going to see the tops of this anyway. And I just noticed that, I think anyways, yep, this is the back actually. So let me get that glue off of there quick. Okay, so, and I forgot, I want to cut those off. And because this is real time, you'll see plenty of, I'm sure, in this series, what they might call bloopers, mistakes. Okay. And if I say 100 times, I do apologize. It just kind of, you don't even realize what you're saying. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm taking this trim, and this little trim is also from, see, there it goes again. This is also from Trisha. So I'm going to start, and what I want it to do is cover up the edges, the edging. So let me, I just want to make sure, yep. All right, so I'm going to start right here. Okay. I'm just going to go around a little at a time. I'm going to go right over with the glue these pieces here of the other trim, so that I'll know that I'm covering at least most of it. And I'm not even sure when I'm, finished with this page, if you're even going to see this trim, but just in case, I want it to look finished. Ow. Gotta watch the hot glue, girls. Oh my gosh. Okay. So almost done with this, so I hope you're not getting bored. There's only so many things, though, that you can do ahead of time. Some things you just have to, and because I can't start and stop my camera, or else I'd have like 20 different videos, then I just hope what I'm doing that can be boring ends up being really quick. Okay, so there we have that. And we'll cut that off. Okay, so see, now when there's already a little bit of a waterfall. So when you add your other pages, it's going to end up being really thick. At least I hope so. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is, let's see, I'm going to add this doily here on top, just to cover up any remaining pieces, excuse me, so that you don't see the batting in between. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue there. And I'm not going to use an image for the front cover. I'm actually going to use a flower because I'm hoping this turns out to be a doily mini that I can call Summer, because it's summer and I want to do something. So I've got to also add a little color to it too, at least on some of the pages. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, which is avocado dyed. Okay. And this is the flower I'm going to use. And this was a flower made for me by Lily Lineca. And so I'm going to just set it down because I want that to show most of it, but I don't want you to really see the edges of it. So the next thing I'm going to do is glue this down. And this was avocado dyed. And it's just a little piece of a curtain. Okay. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to take this dangle here and I'm going to, whoops, just quickly fold that in. And I know I used one of these on my process video with the wall hanging, but I love this dangle and it goes so well on the side. Okay, so I'm going to take this, make sure I have the right side. Some of them are so well made, it's hard to tell which side is which. Okay, this is the right side. So this I want to dangle it on the lower part. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay. And then I'm going to take this one. I love this. This was also avocado dyed. And I'm going to put this up higher and I'm going to go right to the edge. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay. And then here's the flower. And I always go around to see where I want the top and the bottom, the sides. So I got to bring this up just a little bit more and see that ends up going right around the edge of that. So really the original doily is completely covered. So, okay, I'm gonna just put some on that. And then I'm just gonna bear down with my fingers. And really give it some muscle. And then I have this clay flower, or I think it might be porcelain, and I'm going to put that up there. Can you hear the birds? I have my French doors open to the back. Isn't that so pretty? I love the sound, that's why I leave them open. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take this one. It's got a little lavender in it, because remember I want a little bit of color because it's going to be about summer. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of glue because I want to keep the green. Sometimes I take it off, but I think I want to keep the green this time, so I can always take it off and then just rub the okay, and then I'm going to put this where I had the applique here. So let me just glue this down. I'm going to use a little extra glue on this one because I want to make sure it stays there. I'm going to use some elbow grease on that. Okay. All right. So this is the initial front page. I will be doing more to it, but that will be probably in the next to last video where I go around and adding more embellishments to it. I don't fully embellish each page as I go. So that's it. And I like how it looks. And this really isn't going to look like much until I get the other pages. And then you can, you see it just hanging there. So that's the front cover. And the next step I do is the back cover. So that I will do in the next video. So thanks for watching, everyone. And I hope, you enjoy this series, as it seems like a lot of you enjoyed my first series on my wall hanging. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments or send me a PM. And if you'd like, leave a comment and let me know what you think. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will be back with the back cover. Bye for now.